Francis of Assisi was born in Spoleto, Italy, in the late 1100s. Born into a wealthy household, he was never at a loss for anything. He withdrew from school at age 14 for a social life and was infamous for his charisma. Instead of following in his father's footsteps to become a merchant, Francis wanted to become a knight. Soon thereafter, his dreams became a reality, and he was enlisted to go to war against Perugia. When Assisi was overpowered, Francis was captured by enemy soldiers. However, since he was noticeably wealthy, he was held for ransom in a prison cell for a year. While waiting for the money to arrive, Francis began hearing the voice of God and spoke with him. After his release, he was outwardly a different person. Instead of desiring riches and partying, he was openly loving and kind to strangers, including a man with leprosy. He hugged and kissed this man, feeling the grace of God through him. He then secluded himself in a mountain with only churches, serving the poor and lepers, and eventually dedicating his own life to the service of God. He began preaching the word and had a following of 12 men. In order to build a church, he sold cloth from his father's shop and some of his own belongings. And when his father protested this action before the local bishop, Francis denounced his own father and returned the money, dedicating his life to one of poverty. He was ashamed of the way his fellow Christians were acting and flaunting their money, and his own radical poverty resonated positively in the lives of his followers. They called themselves the Franciscan Friars. His teaching became so frequent and varied, even going so far as to preach to the local animals. People gave Francis the nickname God's Fool. In 1224, another vision of God left the stigmata, or the wounds of Jesus, on Francis that marked him for life. He was dedicated to God until the end and declared a saint just 2 years after his death. Saint Francis of Assisi, patron of animals and nature, pray for us.